Welcome back to the Goodstock Show. Thanks for tuning in again, ladies and gentlemen. We got a very, very special guest with us today. The one and only Mr. Teddywaves in the building.
Yes, sir, baby. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
And listen, ladies and gentlemen, whenever you're in times of doubt, do not stray too far for the answers. Because the answers are already inside of you. They're in that gut instinct, your intuition. Follow your intuition. My name's Teddy Waves. I like to make money. I like honest people. I like genuine, authentic. And I like to make money, and I'm never voting Democrat again.
All right. Welcome to the show.
Off the rip. Okay.
Coming in. You heard
Freedom, baby.
Don't
mess with my freedom.
Let's talk about
Of course, we have our special co-host, as always, Fran Jazz in the building.
Jazz, happy to be here.
Thank you. Mayor Mark behind the sticks, Will behind the camera. Talk about that. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, freedom. Who's stopping you from being free right
Bro,
now?
I see a lot of crazy stuff going on in the country right now.
Talk about something specific that's taking away your freedom.
Dude, my taxes are really high.
Yes, they are.
You know, there's a lot of wild stuff going on, like in the border right now. You know,
Wide open season.
you know, it's open season. A lot of money is going to a lot of places, and I feel like Americans that are citizens here are not, getting taken care of. You know, there's a lot of money going to different places, and the roads in New York, for example, are all messed up. The taxes are really high, and I don't like it.
The rent is too damn high.
The rent is high. Inflation is up the wazoo. We're printing money like crazy. Invest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency.
Yes.
You know what? You know why? Because if you guys are familiar with Bitcoin, right? There was a white paper that came out by Satoshi Miyamoto. What was it? Satoshi?
Something like that.
Sounds
Yeah,
right.
the creator, right? So what was it? Satoshi, right? It could be a single guy, it could be a woman, it could be a group, right? They wrote a white paper. Look that up. It's a PDF. It's on .org. Bitcoin is finite. Okay, it's an alternative currency, right? It's an alternative way to pay for anything, for goods, services, whatever you want, right? It runs on the blockchain. There's no institution like Chase Bank, Bank of America, that is an intermediary. It's not printed by any government, okay? It runs on the internet, and it's finite. There's only 20 million Bitcoin available. Once the 20 million is capitalized on, it stops, supply and demand, right? But the beautiful thing about Bitcoin is that you could buy pieces of Bitcoin, right? It's finite. It gets divided up. It's math, okay? So you could buy 0.1% of a Bitcoin, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, right? It goes on forever and forever because it's finite. You can't take a dollar bill, tear it in half, tear it in another half, tear it in a quarter, an eighth, whatever you might want to do, and then pay for it, right? It's not going to be accepted by the bodega, the deli, the pay for your studio time, none of that stuff. And there's no wire transfer fees. There's no exchange rate amongst countries, okay? So the value of that money does not change over borders. It's a beautiful thing. Invest in cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin, Ethereum, and whatever else. The altcoins are but whatever.
Yo, invest in ADA. That's the third biggest altcoin. Well, one of the biggest altcoins.
That actually brings us to our sponsors. Our sponsors, thank you, Coinbase, for sponsoring this Goodstock Show.
Yo, we got to get on that. We gonna be living good. We get that Coinbase sponsorship.
How do you feel about the fluctuation in the price of Bitcoin when people buy in?
I'm not worried about it because when it moves just like the market, just like the stock, the New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, it's based on human psychology and behavior, okay? There's news that comes out and then people panic. It's because remember, human beings, we're irrational. We have a thing called emotion, okay? We're not robots. We're not computers, okay? We have emotion. Now, when a certain, say like a war happens or something happens with the Fed or something happens, in the news, people might get scared and might sell, right? That happens. But over the long term, just like how the stock market moves, it proves a gain. If anybody looks at history is very important, ladies and gentlemen, by the way. It makes you understand the present. You got to study that. Over time, in the long run, there's always a gain. Always. It goes like this. It might go, and then it goes up like this.
You're talking about like the S&P 500,
yes,
the NASDAQ.
the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, all of that. It moves
Absolutely.
exactly the same way because what is the common denominator of all of it? It is driven by human beings. Okay? It's driven by human beings. Now, Bitcoin is a little more volatile because there's not as many people in the space and there's like, there's skepticism around it and
the halving too. The halving is actually, I think it's this Friday, the 19th. Is it this
What do you
Friday?
mean what's the halving?
The 19th. The Bitcoin halving. Are you serious?
What does that mean? What's the halving?
When now your Bitcoin is worth less when you're mining. Now it's half. So if you're mining, now
it's like a stock
half.
split.
Yeah,
It's like a stock
exactly.
split.
Dude,
That's what's happening.
I was thinking about mining here.
It takes
You need a lot of
energy and
electricity.
heat.
Yeah,
Heat too, yeah.
fuck it. I'll pay for like extra electricity if it's bringing in extra revenue.
It's not a
How
lot,
hard is it?
especially after this halving. It's going to be a lot less now.
And also to go back to your question, Will. Will's the man, by the way. He's doing the videography for this show. I became friends with him about 2 years ago. He's a great guy. The big boys, right? There's people behind the scenes that have so much money in Bitcoin, for example, or in cryptocurrency in general.
All the banks
Sometimes
now,
they
too.
sell. Yeah, they're all getting into it because
Yeah.
it's getting adopted by the people. More and more and more. If the people adopt it and they want to use it, they want to say, "Hey, I'll give you a Bitcoin to buy this car," and the person selling the car accepts it and perceives value in that Bitcoin. That's all you need. That's all you need. And the more and more people will start investing into it, it's a very, very nice thing. And the world's getting crazy right now, ladies and gentlemen. So, especially coming up to this election, this president's election, there's going to be some wild stuff coming up. So,
Do you use a cold wallet?
get in there. No, to get it onto a hard drive, right?
No, just on a cold wallet.
You mean like downloading that like serial number? A specific serial
You
number?
put it on an external
Hard drive. Yeah. I got to do that. Actually, I don't want to say nothing. Too late. Whatever. Yeah, I'll get it on there. But I got my trusted little marketplaces. You can't trust anybody 100%, but
You can't trust the exchanges. You can't trust Coinbase. You can't trust these platforms.
yeah, you might be able to for now, but
Maybe, but that's the
still
thing.
at the same time,
Still
there's
working.
another
Get a ledger.
intermediary.
Just get a
take
ledger.
Ledger,
Yeah,
exactly. You got to take them
yeah,
off
I
these
have a
exchanges and put them on a cold wallet
Yeah, exactly.
to be
Yep.
safe.
If you know how to do that, by the way, Franchise,
I do know how. I got that.
show me the way. I just bought a 5 terabyte Lacey hard drive, so
Got you. Let's
We're in
talk
there like
about
somewhere.
it. Let's talk about it. Let's switch topics though. We can talk about Bitcoin and money for hours.
Yeah. Let the people know who is teddywaves and who is Teddy Doku. Like, is your artist self an alter ego of you? Are they two separate entities, or like?
I am one man, okay? But just like every other man, every other woman, we have emotions. We feel different types of ways, and you have the ability to create. You could create anything. I'm a recording artist. My name's teddywaves. I also am the chief operational officer and managing director of a medical group, internal medicine. It's called Moshula Medical Group. We have 2 locations, one in Riverdale in the Bronx, 256th Street and Broadway, and the other one is in Upper Manhattan at 183rd Street and for Washington Avenue. I'm also a lawyer. I'm not a licensed attorney yet. I got to take the bar, which is coming up at the end of July. And I got another business where if you want to start a company, an LLC, call me up. For an LLC, for example, call me up. I'll start the company for you. I'll obtain your EIN, tax ID number. I will show you how to organize your records, help you with governing documents, contracts, the whole nine. And I will have your best interest in mind because I've been there before. I'm an LLC owner myself, and that business does well, and everything's blessed. But I put certain things aside because studying for the bar is a very important thing to me. Like the journey to become a lawyer, to become a licensed attorney, has been very up and down, but never give up. You know, you gotta stay focused on certain things and take care of business one thing at a time.
Yeah, but amazing.
Oh yeah, and
That's beautiful.
also, I'm half Guyanese. My mother's from Guyana. It's a country in South America. We're Indian, from India. My great-great-grandparents are from Kashmir. It's northern India. And on my grandfather's side. And then on my grandmother's side, we're from Uttar Pradesh.
Can you say that?
Nope.
Uttar Pradesh. How do you say
It's
it?
called UP for short. So, so when England had control of like a lot of portions of the world at a time. One of those places was India, and they brought a lot of people over from India to British Guyana in South America. My, great-great-grandparents were one of those people. They came over to Guyana, obviously had many children, and my mother was born there, and then came to America, obtained citizenship legally, her whole family, my grandparents, and then, so I'm half Guyanese, Hindu. I was raised Hindu. I used to go to the ashram in Queens. Everybody moved to Queens, Jamaica, Queens, and everybody moved on the same block. My grandmas, my grandparents, everybody stuck together. So me and my sister were down there every single weekend for like 15 years straight. And then my father is Romanian. My grandfather came from Romania. He's a Greek Orthodox Romanian. Came to Romania on a boat. He was one of I want to say 10 or 11. I gotta get back to you on that though. But he came with his youngest sister. Sadly, she got pneumonia, died on the way there. So he's got to bring his youngest sister's dead body through Ellis Island. He had to take care of that, and then didn't speak that much English, but worked very hard. Was doing dishes, washing, cleaning up shops in Manhattan. Eventually made enough money, opened up a bar on Wall Street. It was called Leon's. My grandmother, my dad's side, was Christian Lebanese. She was born here, I believe. And her last name was Fadul. And then my father and his three brothers, he was one of four, were born in Manhattan. Grew up in Inwood, Uptown, which is Washington Heights. And then, yeah, that's the background.
Beautiful background.
That was actually one of my questions was you're kind of an island boy. Do you want to talk about your influences and your culture growing up? So you just nailed that. But going back to my original question, teddywaves and then you as a person, is there a differentiation or is teddywaves who you are as a person? Is it like an alter ego going into teddywaves?
No, it's not necessarily an alter ego. Teddywaves is just with music, it's sound waves, And I used to love Max B. If you know who Max B is, you probably know Max B.
Of course.
Yeah. I loved Max B when I was younger. He's the original wave god. I love Max B, and then I love sound waves, and I was like, well, sound waves is everything. Wavelengths. And I don't know, that just happened. I was like, yo, it was the only name I ever dubbed myself. And then teddywaves was just born.
My man.
I birthed them.
That's fucking amazing. Hell yeah. Teddy Waves in the building. If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah, listen.
That's Teddy Natural Waves
Teddy
in the house.
Natural Waves, T-Wavy, baby. Admiral of the Wavy Navy.
How do you deal with the haters?
I laugh. I laugh at the haters. Yo, when I get hate, I swear to God, I laugh. Even because when you get a little more, I ain't super popping, but when you make some noise, you speak your truth. You're not trying to please everybody. You know, you're not trying to, you know, be everybody's friend all the time. I love the people, don't get me wrong, right? And I extended myself a lot to a lot of my friends, but when you're just honest, you know, everybody has an opinion. Everybody has something, you know, something they actually believe in. But it takes, you know, I guess it takes courage. It takes, you know, a degree of bravery to speak that truth, and not everybody can. So, and one of my missions in life is to help everybody do that. So, when you rise, and you're yourself. Remember, there's only one you, like literally biologically as well. That's a fact. You put yourself out there. Yeah, it could be a little scary, whatever, this, that, and third, but you put it out there, you might receive some hate. You know? Some people are miserable, and they get off on that type of stuff. So when they hate, I accept it, but you're not popping if you don't have any haters.
Talk about it. Talk about Champion. How'd you meet him?
That's my guy. He's a fire artist.
Yeah, he's good.
Very creative. And he's a visionary.
My man.
How did I meet Champion? Yes, I remember. Demo, HYH, one of our mutual good friends. He's a rapper as well. He's a clothing brand called Handsome Young Hustlers, like a whole group. He's fire. He invited me one time to a show. It was very close by. I live in Riverdale, 256th Street in Broadway. It was very close by to home. And went there, met a bunch of people, saw Champion, and I heard a song that he was performing, and I was like, oh, this guy's speaking about some good stuff, like, and he has a good sound. I was like, you're popping. And then we exchanged information, exchanged Instagrams or whatever, and I was on a tear at this point. This was like maybe like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. I was performing live all the time, dropping music. We just dropped a song together recently called Oh Na Na, out now everywhere, Apple Music, Spotify, all that. And I just followed him. He was following me. And then one day he hit me up. He was like, yo, like I see you, you know, you're putting in that work. And I told him like, yo, I like your stuff. I listen to your stuff, you know, on Apple Music. Like you're talking about real life things. Music and lyrics with substance. You know, it wasn't like garbage. And I was like, yo, let's link, come over. And I invited him over. He ended up living like 5 minutes away from me. We linked up and we planned on making a song together. And I have a bunch of beats. I got a company too, you know, Universal Flows. There's a feeling of flow for everybody. And we're united under the universal flow, which is the unseen energy that connects all life forces here on Earth and throughout the universe. Universal flow. So I got a whole bunch of universal flow beats, other beats too. Shout out to my boy Harmony. And we listened to some of them, and some of them resonated with both of us. We wrote them down. In my home studio, I have the walls painted with whiteboard paint. It's called Whitey board paint. And we just logged them down, vibing out, you know. I like everybody to feel happy, creative, like unlock that inner freaking child in you. And we clicked up on a beat, got together, recorded it, and then that was that.
My man.
What's your personal favorite song that you've made so far?
Oh.
That's the name of a song. Oh.
Oh, la, 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 oh. Nah, that is one of them. Damn, personal favorite. I don't know, like, I like a bunch of them. Some of my, I don't know if I have a single favorite.
What's the first thing that, just say anything that comes to your mind right away?
Ponde River,
No, Ponde River.
I don't even know. Heart and the Will. Demo's on that. No Lies.
So there's a lot of favorites.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He meant one favorite.
I like all of them.
He's his
No, that's
biggest
fine.
fan.
No, I like all of them.
That's
Like,
fucking beautiful.
fire.
I like all of them. You know?
That's it. All my shits are bangers. That's it.
Yeah, you know, like I like to make good stuff for the people, you know, like.
Talk about it.
And when perfection is attainable, by the way, it's when you're satisfied. And if you're satisfied and you put it out, you let it rip, and that's it. You know, you got to be proud of it. You got to have a certain degree of pride, you know? Not too much. I don't think you can't be overly prideful. You can't let the ego take you over or, you know, get too cocky like that. But I like all my stuff.
Are you aware of, like, are you aware of your ego sometimes? Do you keep it in check?
Very aware.
Yes, you keep it in check. How do you do that? Do you meditate? What's your
Big time
practice?
meditation. And by the way, real meditation is this. You sit down in a quiet place or wherever you're most comfortable, you're most at peace, and all you got to do is focus on your breathing through your nose and out your nose. Feel the breath coming in, like touching your top lip or your like right up here in, and focus on it and going out. That's literally it. You don't got to do headspace or, you know, all these whatever they make up. That's you got to be all natural. You got to go into like Buddha mode. Okay? And Buddha didn't have no headphones. Buddha didn't have apps. Buddha had his lungs, his heart, his spirit, his soul, and his body and his brain. Okay? And he sat down and he focused on that breathing through his nose and out his nose, and that's all you got to do. I'm telling you. Focus on that and try to not think of anything at first. Well, do it however you want. Like, make it your own, put your own spin on it. And if you actually need some sort of app or some sort of like audio to get you in there at first, work towards that, because that's actually you. And then crazy things will start happening. You'll one day be able to start to sustain that. And then you're going to feel a vibration right here on the top of your head. You're going to start to feel it. And then you're going to be able to like start to focus on that energy and control it. And when you start to be able to control that energy, you can like lock in on it, and then your eyes are going to start fluttering like this. And then you will be able to make yourself dream. I swear to God, it's attainable. Trust me. But it takes practice, and it's going to be very difficult at first, but I believe in everybody, and I think everybody can do it. Just focus on the breathing through the nose and out the nose. That's it. Start there.
My man. I like it.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
You know, you got to go to the roots of like, you got to understand nature first before anything else. Understand nature. Because once you're born, you know, you have a pure mind and the mind's a sponge, and then, you know, your parents or other influence will come in. You know, you could decipher which ones are good or not. And that's like nurture. But everything starts somewhere, and that's nature. Make sure you understand nature first. Start there. Start at the core. Always square one. And work your way from there. Work your way up.
Yo, teddywaves, let me ask you something.
Yeah, what's up?
What pisses you off about the world and like people?
Lies. I hate liars. We don't know what time it is. I hate people that lie. Like, you know, like, why are you lying? You know, like, why are you not honest? You know, unless you're about to, like, get captured and tortured and you gotta lie your way out of, like, death. Like, you know, there's certain situations you gotta, like, you know. I hate people that are not honest, not genuine, not authentic, not themselves. You know, you could tell, like, when you're talking to somebody face to face, when they're just lying. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, why are you lying? You know, like, why are you doing this?
Lying?
You know, like, people will respect you. Like, intelligence is very important. Like, what I believe is, like, one factor of intelligence is, like, people that are highly intelligent, they have the ability to articulate themselves. But if you're not as intelligent, I also feel like that, like, people still have, like, the BS radar inside of them, too. They could still, like, sense it, you know?
Well,
I hate liars.
My man.
I think it goes with your last answer, actually. When you meditate and are in tune with yourself, like, that's when you can kind of scope out. You're more in tune with other energies and, like, your gut feeling, your instinct on reading other people's energies and seeing if they're bullshitting or lying.
Exactly.
So you have to be in tune with yourself first.
100%.
which is where the meditation and connecting with yourself comes into play.
100%. You have to understand you before you could do anything, right? You got to take care of you before you could take care of anybody else. That's number one. By the way, when you start meditating like that, and you really practice, you really are disciplined and like you got to be tough and strong. Like, don't give up either. It was very hard for me in the beginning too, because I would have thoughts flashing all in my mind and like I would get distracted. But I would say, you know what I would say in my head? I would say, no. Just the word no. And just like do it over and over and over again. And once you get really locked into that, your body will begin to heal itself. And you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel your stomach relaxing. The veins in the side of your necks are gonna start relaxing. There's a vein that is connected to your brain, goes down to your neck, all the way down to your foot. You're gonna feel all of it just relaxing. Your stomach, your food's gonna digest. You're gonna feel the gunk in your throat going down. Like, lock into that. But you gotta understand. Josh is absolutely correct. You gotta understand yourself first. That's number one.
Well said.
Yeah, it's
I agree
beautiful.
100%. Know your body, know your mind. Know your triggers. Know what you don't like, know what you like. And when you don't like, cut it out, because everybody has a gut feeling.
Totally.
I respect it.
That intuition.
Trust yourself. Trust your gut.
Franges is a fantastic guy, by the way.
I appreciate
he has his
that,
own.
man.
He has his own podcast. This guy's a grinder. Works very hard. He has his own
100%.
podcast show. Talk about it with Franges. You got to check that out. Josh Dew's right here. This is the boy. He has Stockroom. He's the founder, owner of Stockroom Records. He's an artist. Mayor Mark over here. He's an artist, audio guy. He makes beats, makes fire beats. Obviously, we talked about Will. These are my boys right here. You know, they're good men. So
Yeah, we've known
I'm
each
glad to
other
be
for a while. We've known each other for a
hell
little bit.
I'm glad to be part of this team, and I'm happy that you guys invited me here. So I appreciate
Dude,
it.
honored to have you on here.
100%. 100%.
Teddy's the first artist that booked like I work with.
That you ever engineered here?
Yeah, here.
in Stockroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those sessions back in the
Badio
day.
was the first track, yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
a
Badio.
banger. Yeah, what is the dynamic? Like, what do you need from an engineer when you're working with an engineer? What's the dynamic?
Great communication. They got to be locked in focus. Great communication is number one. They got to be able to understand me, and when I relay something, they're able to execute. And if they don't understand that, they ask me, and we'll get there. And don't kill my vibe,
My man.
especially when we're recording music. That's
How
like-
could they kill your vibe? Like, what could people do that
It's
would
like
kill your vibe?
anything negative, dude. Like when you're creating, it's very delicate, and like especially when ideas are rolling, it's very delicate. Ideas can fleet. You know, they come in, they could fleet if you don't like laser in. You got to write it down, whatever. Like you have to be very, very careful. Treat ideas with care. The engineer has to be encouraging at times if necessary. Just don't be negative and be attentive and focused and locked in. Because I believe like the engineer needs to support the artist or whoever they're recording to their fullest ability, to their best ability in that moment. And not maybe like I'm always open to ideas, but
Interject.
they can interject if it's positive, but interject at the right moments. Oh yeah. It's like the specific moments when you like do not. If I'm in the middle of recording, like locked in, record beats on, I'm rapping. Don't stop that recording, like, and say something. Do not do that.
Let it flow.
Let it flow, and then when it's done, talk to me then. That's
100%.
a big thing.
All right. Teddywaves.
Yes, sir.
What would you change about yourself? Like, do you think you're on the road to your higher self?
It's a good question. What would I change right now? The only thing I would do is to implement more working out. More working out, more exercise. I used to be on the money with exercising. I'm getting back there slowly but surely. An extreme strict diet. Not like, oh, I'm going to go on a diet for a couple months and like, yada, yada, yada. I'm talking about like a lifestyle.
What do you want to do?
Well, when I was in law school, I had the best diet. Like I was cooking with like organic coconut oil, extra virgin olive oil. I was buying organic chicken. I still eat a lot of organic, heavy organic, but sometimes when you're on the go a lot, sometimes I do quick meals.
Like what? What's your quick meal?
Like garbage, like deli stuff.
Like a sandwich?
No, the sandwiches are good, but I'm talking about like crazy disciplined, like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. What's the difference between how you eat now and what you want to do?
I still eat healthy, but I was cooking
cheating.
more myself.
So you want to eat out less.
Eat out less, yeah.
My man, I like
Definitely cut that back down. And the question was change about yourself.
Yeah, what do you want? What would you change about yourself?
I wouldn't really change too much, but it's more about improvement. I've done some changes actually. I stopped hanging out with people that don't stimulate my mind. That is a very, very, very important thing for me. Being around people, hanging around people that stimulate my mind, that I can learn from. You don't want to be the smartest person in the room 24/7, 365. It's like terrible. And like hanging out with, old friends that I had a very, very close friend group. I'm still close with a lot of them from home growing up. And, over the years, you grow apart a little bit, but me, I'm a very, very like loving guy deep down. I'm caring. I want to see everybody do well. I've extended myself a lot to helping people, and not that I want anything in return, but sometimes it would be nice if it could reciprocate a little bit in a positive way, and not people don't take your kindness for weakness. Sometimes if you're very nice, people will see that as a weakness. They'll take advantage of it. And if you put your foot when you put your foot down, they get upset, and then you start seeing true colors. And then jealousy and envy with some people, if they have that inside of you, especially men. Like if you have jealousy and envy inside of you, you got to do some deep thinking. Like
it's usually the ego.
Yeah, the ego. I feel like, well, elaborate on that, Frances. Like
when you have a big ego, you are very sensitive. Everything bothers you. Somebody doing better than you is bothering you. Someone with something that you want, you feel negativity towards them. Someone says something to you and you automatically get offended. If somebody says something disrespectful to you, do you react or do you just cut them off?
I don't get offended. I try to understand them a little more. Like, why did that offend them? Why did they react that way? If they say something crazy to me, like, I have to defend myself on the spot, because I'm not going to let somebody totally disrespect me to my face. It doesn't happen often, but me, and I feel like it comes with, like, education. It comes with knowledge, experience. Definitely the understanding of culture. I like to understand why they responded that way first. I'm a big advocate of questions. I'll ask them questions too, and you got to feel out the energy of those people too, like, and be able to respond that way. Like if someone's very hot, like very, you see they're sensitive, they're very defensive, they're emotional, you got to kind of calmly talk to them, calm them down a little bit, know what to say, ask them questions. Questions are very important. And that's the approach that I usually take. It's an education thing though. People that are, and I'm not talking about even like formal education, because like it's 2024. We have the internet. You could read. We have books. You could do a lot of education on your own. Like I taught myself how to design software. I didn't go to school for any of that stuff. You got to be able to understand that person first and respond accordingly. That's usually my approach. It's more understanding before reacting. And emotions have no IQ.
So true.
Dude,
I feel you on, like, me personally, I think I have a long leash, and like I let things go for a little bit, and I see what's going on, and I'm aware of it, and I let it go, and I'm like, please, just don't fucking like cross me again. Like I let it go a little bit, but like there comes a certain moment when you have to put your foot down, and when you put your foot down, if you're too nice of a guy, they start to get weird about it, and then they're like, oh, what the fuck, blah blah blah. I always knew, you know. So, do you think
when you put your foot down, then they get weird?
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you think you should put your foot down right away and maybe come off as a jerk or something right off the bat, or like?
Yeah.
Because
how I
I let
feel.
shit
Great
go.
question.
I let shit go like too much a little bit in the beginning sometimes, and then I'll eventually get to a point where I can't stand it being fake, and like I'll have to put my foot down.
Exactly. So the right way to do it is just be upfront. No matter how harsh it is, no matter how they're gonna receive it.
Right off the bat.
That's it. You have to be straight up. Honesty is the best policy. You got to be straight up,
Beautifully
even if
said.
it doesn't sound right. Even if the person might feel offended. Me personally, I don't care about the other person's feelings as long as I'm saying honesty and truth and I'm coming from a true place and I'm not trying to just hurt them. If you're feeling offended, that's something wrong with you.
Yeah, that's a
I'm
you
telling you
problem.
the truth.
That's a fact.
That's a you
That is
problem.
fact.
Boom.
I agree. Yeah, yeah, wow, there was a lot packed into what you guys just said. No, that was good. It's good. It's good. Yeah, wow. It's situational. It's very situational. You have to understand your subject, like who you're working with. But like Frances, like you said, Frances, like I think you gotta nip it right in the beginning, dude. You gotta nip it right there.
I think you're right. I think
you
you're
know,
right.
you don't gotta yell and scream, but I think
Put your boundaries up right away.
Boundaries,
This is
that's the
where
word.
Right away.
this
right off
is
the bat.
actually where intuition plays a big role, like the gut instinct. Like if you feel in your gut, in your heart, like right there, you gotta say something, and then say, for example, if you don't, hypothetically, in a hypothetical situation, if you don't, you go home, and I know we've all been there. You're thinking about it in your bed, when you're going to sleep over and over and over again.
I could have. I should have.
Yeah, exactly. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Like, and then you got to bring it up later, or you never do because you just mind F yourself.
And that's
like,
how resentment happens. Like that's how you start.
bingo.
That's how you start like having a little attitude towards someone, or like
Now we're getting
not
deep.
wanting them to be involved with what you're doing or something. Like I think you do have to nip it right in the moment.
And
Yeah,
I've been
man.
there before where like I didn't nip it in the beginning. And it's also because I might have not have thought of what I wanted to say at the time. Because we're all human. Like emotions might have took over at that point in time and you maybe didn't say anything, right? And then you go back home, things cool down a little bit, and then when you're in your bed, you know, before you're going to sleep, you're thinking about it over and over and over again. I think you got to nip that in the beginning, and you got to educate yourself too. You got to be smart, man. Like you got to train yourself be prepared for moments like that. You know, like, and I think it has to come to it has to do with like reading. When you're like intellectually there, you will be able to respond to those situations faster and more in the money. And also you got to learn from the first time that happens and be aware when it comes up again.
100%.
Right? Like
100%.
now I'm ready. You know, you can't be making the same mistake 2, 3, 4 times over again. You know? Damn, that right there goes really deep actually, dude. And when somebody and especially when it's somebody you care about.
Talk about it.
You know, when it's somebody you care about.
You care about their feelings, so you don't want to be too honest.
Yeah.
Because the honesty is going to kill them.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, the truth hurts.
The truth hurts,
That's not
especially when it's
necessarily what it
somebody
is
you
for
care
me.
about.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel the opposite.
Yeah, that's not what it is for me. Like Mark, I'll let you go for a second.
It depends on the person. Cause like Frances says, I got no problem about like brutal. Like I've done this a million times. Like be brutal. Cause in the long run, those people go home when you're brutally honest with
He's
them,
good still.
and you stick them with the
He's
truth.
still good.
They
And
respect you.
They respect it later. Even if they they get huffy and puffy and like whatever in the moment, they're gonna go home whether it takes it that night or a couple of days or a week, whatever, to understand, they're gonna thank you in the long run, right? The truth hurts, but you're a big dog. You're a man if you do that. You know, that's the better thing. That's called brutal honesty.
Let's let these guys chime in. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, Mark, what were you gonna say?
Nah, I was gonna say like I feel like it's easier if you know someone for a long time. Like you can kind of rip into them a little bit, like in a way where
No, but like let's say it's family, someone that's sensitive.
Oh yeah, I'll kill them. Like, yo, I don't care if you're the most sensitive of my family. Like, you're gonna see the full extent of what I have to. Because I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, we're gonna hug it out. Like, at least me and my family. I don't know how it is with everyone else's family, but with my family, like, I know that we could fight, we could do all this shit, but at the end of the day, we'll be chilling, smoking, having a good time.
Nice.
You know how Dominicans are.
Nice.
Like, oh, some real shit. But yeah, no, it's easier to be a little bit, even with the ones who are sensitive. And I got a lot of them in my family, especially with the younger kids nowadays.
Oh yeah.
They're not like us. But yeah, no, I think it's just easier to just.
We're so young. I mean, you're young.
Nah, but I mean like teenagers and like, you know, some people who are not adult. Like nowadays is different than when we grew up.
I think for me, it's like, I'm like, please just come on. Why are you pushing me to have to make things uncomfortable a little bit? Like, I don't necessarily want to face it. Like,
it's tough.
It's hard. It's hard in the business sense too.
That's what I'm saying. I'm a businessman.
But you gotta do it in the business. Oh my God, you gotta do it in the business.
You have to be black and white.
You have
black
to be,
and white.
Dude.
There's no gray areas.
Yeah.
But you also have to serve the people.
No, I agree with all you guys. Yes, exactly what Mark said. However, no, I am also like, I genuinely connect with people in here, and I genuinely like, you know, there's a gray area between becoming friends with clients and stuff, and like
that's part of the Stockroom charm. Like we're like, if your homie opened a studio, but your homie has $1,000 equipment,
that's
and acoustic treatment.
Yeah.
That's what it. And that's the beauty of this place. Like that's why people want to come here. That's why they want to.
I think we've talked about this on one of the other episodes. It's crazy to even say one of the other episodes.
Now we're here. Yeah.
Yo, but people that are, artists feel comfortable around other artists. Artists feel comfortable in the stock room because an artist created the stock room. Correct. And you're an artist. Everybody behind the computer is an artist that's helping these other artists engineer.
Yeah.
Artists feel comfortable around artists. At your event, everybody knew each other. Yeah. Somehow everybody knew somebody.
Yeah. It's very supportive.
You're from the first open mic I went to. Yo, I remember when.
It's very supportive. But when you
artists go around artists. Artists feel comfortable around artists.
That's very true.
And it's like great. In love.
That's a good point.
Like the supportive love, like the open mic you had the other day. Like what was it, last Saturday? It's just support. You know, it's very supportive. No hater stuff. It's different when you're online little bandit, little hater. You know, you got your little
fuck those guys, dude.
Like,
fuck them.
Like those people are not saying anything to your face. They're not saying anything to your face. Okay, their balls have not dropped yet.
Dude, that is bizarre to me. Like I experienced it for the first time not long ago. People randomly. That was a fucking solid burp. That was a great burp.
People randomly
let that shit out. No, people randomly, like, dude, I literally got a comment on one of my shit that I posted, and someone was like, sending hate from Michigan. You suck. Dude, can you believe that? A random person that I don't know stumbled upon my video and took the time out to say, hey, I'm sending you hate from Michigan. That's crazy.
There's a couple of things there. Like, they're following trends probably. Because people say sending hate from India, sending hate from Arizona, sending hate from Michigan, Idaho. Like, and they could be, you know, this is my theory, they could be absolutely miserable.
It's easier to hate.
They could be absolutely...
What'd you say, Will?
Do you think they're just like literally bots at this point?
No, I think it was a real human. I looked at the motherfucker's Instagram.
They're
He's
real
a loser.
They're absolutely miserable.
It's just
if you ever look at their accounts too, there's like, even though I'm not big on like what followers or this, that, their means about your personality.
People. They're just regular people.
There are always like people that have like 7 followers and are following like 3,000 people, you know, or 15 and they're following, you know, 500 people. Like,
I just don't understand
They don't post
burner
nothing.
accounts.
They don't post nothing. Like, and they might get off on that. They might literally get off on that because they are so miserable with their own lives. And you know what? At the end of the day, is another little theory of mine, and it's probably true. They're freaking lazy. They're bums. They're not doing nothing with their life. They're making no moves. They're lazy. They are LAZY, all caps, dude. Okay? They ain't depressed, right? They're like, oh my God, my mental health is out of control. No, you're lazy. Okay? You're lazy.
And you're a hater.
8, 9, 10 out of 10 of the times, they are lazy. Okay? They don't want to put any effort. Right, they're eating Doritos. They don't shower. They're in the basement. They're playing COD. You know, and that's their whole life. Okay, and they're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling.
And they comment on your shit negatively because they're taking that shit on you. They're envious that you're doing better than them.
Yeah, exactly.
You're doing what they wish they could do.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
because yo, to be an artist, to put yourself out there is you gotta have a lot of courage.
A lot of people wish they could do it, but
Yeah, a
they
lot of
can't.
people can't
So when
do
somebody
it,
else
yeah.
does it, they gotta hate. Look at this idiot.
I just can't believe
Listen to what he said.
those
Look at what
humans
he's wearing.
exist.
It's hate.
Dude, there's a lot
I
of
can't
them.
believe they exist, those
Oh,
humans.
I believe it, man.
There's a lot of them.
Negativity is
Dude,
so
it's
everything.
unfathomable to me.
Negativity is everything.
Misery loves company.
Yeah.
There's a lot more of them, especially right now, because there's a lot of negative stuff going on in the media and like, you know, the powers that be want to divide everybody up, want to cause chaos in America, distract them from what's really going on.
That's why negativity
It's
sells, because
all
we're being
the-
fed the negativity.
Yeah, like
Look at the
controversy.
popular music. It's, usually negative
It's
music.
also just a neuroscience thing. Your brain attracts to negative stimulus stronger than positive stimulus.
You think that's
for,
a natural
for
thing?
survival? Yeah, this is a survival mechanism.
Oh,
Oh,
that-
elaborate,
sense,
You know what I'm
elaborate.
saying?
In
Because
that
if you see
sense,
a
yeah.
lion, your brain needs to be like, "Oh shit, that shit's gonna kill me."
In that sense-
but
in
if
that
you,
sense,
but if
yeah.
someone's
That's
just
fear,
chilling with a
though.
smile, your brain just is like, "Oh, that's someone smiling." But it's not gonna. It doesn't
Trigger,
hold on, hold on,
trigger
hold
all
on.
those.
Yeah.
Hold on. If a
Negativity
lion
is
is
more
coming,
entertaining.
if a lion's gonna come to kill you, that's fear.
And
That's not-
that triggers
Fears
all
and-
your
yeah.
it triggers all your evolutionary
That's like flight or
response.
fight-
Exactly, your fight or flight.
How is that?
So if you're scrolling on
Positive
your
stuff
social
doesn't
media
trigger your
and you
flight
see
or
somebody
flight,
getting
which is the
attacked by
most
a lion,
intense feelings
you're going to
you
be
could-
attracted to it.
It's the most intense like state your body can be in is fight or flight.
So do you think there's a benefit to haters having
Of
that
course.
feeling?
Yeah, it's a benefit. You need that. You need to be able, from like a human survival standpoint, to react to negativity in a way where your brain. Now, you see, the problem with those people is they're not aware of their reptilian mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we're humans. Like
do you mean?
we're animals, but then we have the conscious self that can like exist above all that and like meditation. Meditation teaches you like you have these animal instincts within you,
That's
but
true,
you
yeah.
don't have to. You don't have to be a victim to those, and you don't have because
Yes.
we're a human. We can choose. That's the
Correct.
difference.
'Cause I think it's the different like parts of the brain. Like one part was evolved first.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
No,
the
exactly. Yeah.
reptilian part. That's
Yeah.
like the fight or flight survival mode, and then like we developed, I think the superior cortex or whatever. The
Yeah,
front
the
part.
the
Like
prefrontal
the-
cortex, which is our
logic and
planning,
reason or
yeah,
whatever.
and our reasoning, our
It's like a
logic.
physical difference.
Yeah.
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 When you say reptilian, what do you mean exactly by that?
Like just your animal instincts, basically. Like
Yeah, okay.
fight
primitive.
or flight.
You're primitive.
Primitive brain.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah,
Not like on some reptilian shit.
yeah. I was thinking like lizards and
But
like
yo,
snakes.
bro, we
and
can
shit.
talk about it though.
That's funny. Yeah, yeah. Yo, at the end, at the end of the day, if you want to get, we're getting real deep into like human beings. The main goal is reproduction, survival of the human race.
That's the purpose of life.
No, that's like human beings. Like that is like the number one thing, and then you could actualize. Then you could get into the different realms. If you want to get into like Maslow, you know Maslow,
No.
the five hierarchy
yeah,
of
the
needs.
hierarchy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like you have to be able to survive before you
Yeah.
could do anything, right? Food, water, shelter. Or no, it's really food, water first, like, and then It's survival, dude.
Yeah, survival, 100%.
That's not and reproduction.
So what do you think is the meaning of life?
Whoa. What the meaning of life? I think the meaning of life is to enjoy your life somehow. You have to fight for that though. Enjoy your life and contribute in a positive way somehow that like furthers more life somehow. It's a very tough question, actually.
I know. I can see you, man. You're thinking deep.
Like, I don't even know the exact answer. Maybe to discover yourself, to find happiness, to live a fulfilling life. And through that living of your fulfilling life, when you find something that maybe you love to do, this is all maybe. I don't have a direct answer for this because right now, like you're making me think.
Yeah.
Like finding something that you're good at, you're passionate about, you put into practice, and through that, even though there's definitely gonna be struggles up and down, you come out on top at the end. You win. You find happiness, and through that, you contribute positively to mankind.
My man.
Raise the human intellect, decrease stress and anxiety, and just make the world a better place. That's my goal.
So where do you think this like hate comes from? Where people aren't doing that? Everything that you just said, because that was a beautiful definition in my eyes. Of,
Absolutely.
Like, what like life should be of some sorts. So like, where do people steer wrong where they're fucking hating and being miserable, negative fucks, you know?
Yeah. Well, to add to that real quick, you have to value your life too, and don't be hesitant to reach out for help. If you ever need help. To ones
Very
that are
good
close
point.
to you.
Very good point.
Ask, and you gotta ask questions. You gotta ask questions. Now, where does the hate come from? External, like just whack external forces. Like, right now, there's a battle between, socialism, communism, and like freedom and capitalism. Like, as an example I'm using right now. Okay? Like,
dude, I apologize if you guys smell anything.
Before, it's fine. Before, remember one thing,
I'm
guys.
sorry. I know you were all smelling that. I farted. I did. I apologize.
It's okay. It's a natural thing, baby. I don't want to smell that.
Yo, franchise got me dead.
I'm sorry, fans. I'm sorry to everybody. It just came out. But anyway.
I don't want to smell. You're getting relaxed. You see, he's relaxing.
Monks fart.
He's getting
so
more
much.
relaxed.
You know how much monks fart?
Probably a lot.
Monks fart and laugh the most amongst any human that's ever existed.
I can see that.
Shout out to
Yo,
the monks.
All they do is laugh and fart.
You have entered you're entering the state right now.
Monk mode.
You're entering monk.
I'm in monk mode.
He's rocking the orange.
No,
I like it. I like
The Buddha-
that.
everybody that watches
like
this,
that.
I would love everybody to be a part of this one day because we're hitting the relaxation mode. We're getting deep. See, this is conversations of substance, by the way, ladies and
Absolutely.
gentlemen. Okay, conversations of substance. Okay, we're not. I seen like a guy like on the internet. He's doing like a dance like this, like. What is that, bro? What is happening, dude?
What is that, TikTok?
Some
Looks
dude
like
was
some
doing a
TikTok
dance.
shit.
I'm like, bruh, you might as well like
Oh shit, I'm dead.
cut your balls off and freaking give it to like, I don't know, like just like I was like.
Would you ever sell yourself out? Like if a record label or someone like wanted you for like
I would never ever in my entire life change my core for anyone.
Tell us about the record label that you were offered. The
Hold on.
record deal
Yeah, I
you were
got
offered.
2 record deals, but I want to answer your question real quick. It was about where does the hate come from,
Yes.
right? Like,
We're going back to
dude,
the hate.
people allow.
Envy, jealousy, envy,
Yeah,
greed.
it starts. from the inside out. It starts from the heart to the mind out, not the outside in. Now, a lot of external forces can influence someone's decision, right? Media, social groups. Say you're in high school cliques, the cool guys, the cool girls not do this. I don't know if I could be cool, whatever. Like external stuff, and people begin to change their behavior because of that, right? They want to satisfy the outside before satisfying their inside. You got to get the inside first, and then you could be very lazy. Not being productive, being lazy, being very ambitious, but not taking any action to make your ambitions a reality. And then you don't accomplish something, and you take those quote unquote losses. I never took a loss in my life, only learning lessons. Some people just they perceive them as losses, then they put themselves down. That's another thing. This is something I'm working on improving, being very hard on myself, because I like to do the best I possibly can. Some people beat themselves up a lot, and that could become like a bad spiral, and you put yourself down, and then you become what's the word? It's like immobile. What's the word? It's like
immobile.
It's like you can't do nothing. You're just a prisoner of yourself. You create a prisoner of yourself.
There's a saying where you shouldn't speak bad about yourself because your subconscious mind doesn't know you're kidding.
100%.
Wow.
Your subconscious mind is listening, and your subconscious mind is the real sponge. That's taking everything in, especially when you say, "Oh, you stupid. Oh, you messed up." Anytime you say something negative about yourself, your subconscious mind is registering it.
Exactly. Yep. That's beautiful. Exactly. That reminds me of something too. I don't even say the word anxiety. Like personally, I don't say, "Oh, I'm really anxious," or "I'm having an anxiety attack right now." I don't even speak that language.
Have you ever had an anxiety attack?
I don't know. And if I did, I dealt with it, and I got that little bitch ass shit out of me.
My man.
Sorry for cussing. Sorry for cursing.
You can cuss.
You gotta smack that. You gotta smack that little.
You gotta
boy
smack that little bitch out of you. Yeah.
Because people, dude. Let me finish that response to that question though. People beat themselves up a lot. This is like an example of what could happen. They're lazy. They could beat themselves up a lot. They listen to all the outside stuff, and they don't listen to themselves.
We're still talking about the question
and then they don't see why are the haters,
about why they're
right
haters.
And I'm about to sum it all up right now, and then they become inactive, they become stale, right? They can't do nothing, right? They can become a prisoner to themselves. They can't get themselves out of it. They don't have the courage to speak up, to ask for help, whatever, and then they see other people maybe doing something that they want to do, and they get jealous and envious of that, and then all the hate comes, dude.
All right, so how do we make the world a better place and make that not happen?
We got to motivate people and help people and inspire people. Don't be quick to medicate, okay? Don't be quick to, maybe take antidepressants or anti-anxiety medication. Try to work on it yourself. Some people, though, I know this, I do need that type of stuff, but a lot of people, and I know this, a lot of people don't need it, and they use it as a quick fix, okay? You got to work on yourself first without any external dependencies. You cannot be dependent on getting your freedom, finding your own happiness. Because at the end of the day, you could get all the help in the world. You could go see your psychiatrist, therapist, this, that, and the third, take this medication, do that, this, whatever. At the end of the day, you are going to have to get the job done yourself, okay? You're going to have to do it. You're going to have to take action. And if you can't do it, you don't have it in yourself, then who's going to help you? What is going to help you? Nothing.
Dude, listen, Ted, I agree with you to the core of everything you're saying, to the T from your soul. I hear what you're saying. I completely agree with you. But what do you say for people that like just it's hard for other people that are like not there to get it, you know? And
dude, it's
and
not
work
easy
with
for
it.
me either. And other people have it tougher than me. Other people have it easier than me, right? If you're not mentally incapacitated some way, or like you actually have like a serious physical problem, I think that anyone could do it. Okay? I really believe that. And people that may be less fortunate, we should help them get there. More good people. But you can lead the horse to the well, but you can't make
The
it
horse drink the water.
Okay?
Yeah.
Majority of people.
second show in a row.
Yeah,
So-
yo,
really?
Yeah,
Yo.
no artist said that too.
That's
honestly.
hilarious.
Yeah.
But it's like you cannot help someone that doesn't want the help. That's pretty
Exactly.
much the same thing. Well, if somebody doesn't want the help, you could talk it into the head all day, every day, 7 days a week. They're not gonna listen. They're not gonna care because they don't want to change.
Exactly. They have to be receptive, and you have to take accountability. Like I personally have no problem admitting if I do something wrong or if I'm weak at something. You know, I have zero problem. I'm not perfect. You know, I got things I got to work on too. But you got to be aware of that stuff. You got to be aware of that stuff. You got to be aware of that type of stuff. And if you want to get better, I'm all right. Thank you. And you got to make an effort to get the. It's going to be painful for a lot of you. It was a lot of things were painful for me. You know how many times I've been in my room or alone thinking about the next move and if I made a mistake, you know, I've been in crazy situations. Like, you have to find it within yourself and be willing to get better or improve in whatever you do.
The only way around is through. That's it.
The only way around is through. And in this day, and right now, we need this more than ever, people. The world is getting soft. It's getting very, very soft and very, very weak, and we got to bring strength back within women, within men, within everybody, okay?
Yeah.
More positive, more uplifting stuff, more energy needs to happen, okay?
No more
And-
fucking weak shit.
yeah, no more weakness, okay? And we could change that together. Like, find like-minded people like that, link up with them, talk to them, build together. It needs to happen, it needs to happen, it needs to happen.
Cheers.
And I'll do everything in my power to make it happen with my voice, with my actions, whatever. Like,
Man, the beer, bro. You deserve a real drink, bro. You're drinking foam, bro.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
thank you. You didn't sip, no one sipped out of this, right?
No, I
just
poured
poured out of there.
into my
Thank
cup.
you. Cheers to you guys,
No, it's
man.
beautiful. Yo, Teddy,
Yes. Yes,
Teddy
Mr.
Waves.
Yes, Mr. Dudes.
we've been talking about some deep shit. First off, I love you like a brother.
No, I love you too, man.
Like for real.
Really do.
Like I've
Real
known
stuff.
you. I've known you for a while, and I've grown to know you more over the recent years. And dude, I'm honored that you're here. I'm honored that like you're part of this. I'm honored that you're part of my life and all this, and it's great.
The feeling is very mutual.
My man.
One thing I wanted to say real quick about Franjez, actually, a little off topic, but Franjez.
about it.
No, dude, I commend you, bro, because anytime I've ever heard anybody talk bad about anybody or anybody say anything, you just stay. Dude, I've never heard you talk bad about one person in your life. That's a skill set that is
Yeah, that's
so
fucking nuts.
admirable and like.
I appreciate that.
And you have great work ethic, dude.
I appreciate that.
You're a grinder, man. You make things happen.
I appreciate it.
But like, dude, it that's hard not to like.
Yo, I used to live a very negative life. I used to say fuck everybody and fuck everything. I didn't give a fuck about nothing. I was pushing my life to the limit every night. I was a correction officer. After work, I was partying my ass off till the wheels fell off. Every night, 7 days a week for like 10 years straight. I found a party. I found something to do. Pushing the night, further, more, crazier, more experiences. Just trying to top the night before. Imagine 10 years of trying to top the night before.
Oof.
You know what I mean? And then I started meeting people that were doing good for themselves. And I started getting older and I started reading, started soul searching. I started finding, I used to say no to religion, no to God. I used to ignore it. No, it's not real. I'm just going to ignore it. When I started searching into that stuff, I learned love is the one most important thing on earth.
Yep. Dude, it's such an
just
admirable
love.
trait to not talk bad about someone and shit on someone. Like, because I've heard bad things be talked about people while you're in the room. and
I don't jump on the wagon.
You do not jump on the wagon.
Yeah, that shit's
Dude,
whack.
it's beautiful. Like,
whack.
I think more people should be like that, honestly. Like,
lead with love. That's all it is.
Definitely.
Whatever you say, make sure it comes from love. If it doesn't, shut the fuck up. Simple as that.
fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
Love is the answer.
That's it.
Yo, real quick, Teddy, define Bomba. And let me get a
Bomba!
Let me get a Bomba.
Boomba! Yo, Boomba! Boomba!
His was way better than both of us. Damn, that was good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, sometimes I make up these words just come out of nowhere, right? It's my tribal primitive state. But Boomba, it means it's a noun and a verb. And it means mega energy.
Mega energy.
Boomba!
Noun and a verb.
We gonna add the Bomba drop.
Yeah, definitely.
What are some of your other terms? Unana.
Kalakale?
Dude, where does this shit come from?
Yo,
What is
I'm
this?
telling you.
From the
when I'm in
soul.
when
From the
I'm
soul.
yeah, it's from the soul. It's straight up from the soul, dude. What else do I got? Kalakale? Boomba. I got
Definitely sound bites.
Unama. But I found out unama means
One more.
one more in Spanish. I had no idea. One of my boys in the studio told me that, and I was like, "Wow,
That's hilarious.
yeah." That came out of left field too. Cause I don't know Spanish. I don't speak Spanish.
Maybe in your past life you were Spanish, bro. Maybe you
Maybe.
were a Spaniard
Maybe.
and you were an alcoholic. Hulama!
You know, I hope I was not an alcoholic. But
I mean, maybe because you're
I got-
leveling up every lifetime.
I got what?
You're leveling up every lifetime, so you know. What
That's
I'm saying?
right. Reincarnation. Yeah, Unama came one time randomly. I got a song called Unama that it's unreleased right now, and my vision for the video is I'm just in like a freaking. I have a lion's mane on my head, like spear, two beautiful women in like tribal Aztec fits, maybe pure Egyptian fits, just going crazy.
In the woods?
That's coming out.
In the woods?
I don't know if it's gonna be. I don't know about the setting yet, but Unama! That's coming out soon.
Yo, you want to let the people know a little bit about like your freestyle work? Your
When by the way, a freestyle to me, the definition of a freestyle in like rap music, it's off the dome. You have never written this before. I have never written this before, and I'm gonna spit a freestyle. It's not some pre-written stuff that I wrote before or I remembered a verse. It's not pre-written. A freestyle is off the dome. I've never wrote this before. It's on the spot.
and you want to do that for the people right now?
Yeah, maybe. Were you gonna ask me a question about music business? Something with the
Yeah, the record label deal you had.
oh
Why didn't you take it?
oh yeah. After I dropped the Bird Call video, I got two record deal offers. One from Benchmark, a record label in Toronto, and no Bellmark, sorry, a record label in Toronto. I got like $300,000 upfront offer for that, and then Universal Music Canada, which is like a subsidiary of like Universal Music Group. Yeah, they sent me a contract. I was on the phone with A&R, all that stuff, but I didn't take it due to, I'm not going to get into all the details of that, but I didn't take it for certain reasons. And I also have to lock down. I got to become a licensed attorney. And plus, I have my own record company. I'm not trying to give up my ownership of my masters or large chunks of my performance, revenue. Or,
why wouldn't you take $300,000 for a bird call?
Because in the long run, I think I can make more on my own. In the long run.
As an independent.
Because when you own your masters, like you own the record, you have full control of like all the royalties. You receive all the royalties.
Part of that deal, they said they were going to take the masters.
They were gonna take like my catalog basically, and then anything in the future for 2 albums. It was like a 2-album thing for 2 years.
I don't like that.
And then the A&R communication that I had with one of the representatives was like faulty. I'm a businessman, man. I know my stuff, and they didn't know I was. I didn't tell them I was a lawyer, and specifically, I specialize in contract drafting. So,
dude, how is it balancing? Before we get into this freestyle, I think you should pull up that beat anytime.
I'll cut it and then we can.
Whenever, but yeah, you're trying to become a lawyer. How is it like managing and balancing your artwork, your whatever you're doing
dude,
now?
I went to law school. I started even before I started the music. I was building software. For 3 years, I was making a mobile app. That could be a whole nother podcast, that story, but I'm not gonna get into that. And then, went to law school. I dropped in, dropped out of law school, went back.
Dropped in and dropped out.
Did a clerkship. I was training as an attorney at a law firm. I worked on like 98 cases personally, went 96-2. The only 2 cases, they weren't actually losses. They were they got dismissed without prejudice, which means that you could bring the cases up at a later time in another court. They were just dismissed due to technicality.
They weren't losses, they were lessons.
They were lessons, exactly.
Never took a loss in your life.
We never took a loss in our lives.
Never.
Dude. Only learning lessons. For real though. And
96-2, never took a loss.
Never. They're laughing. They think I'm joking, but
we're not laughing at you. We're not laughing at you at all.
I love these guys. I know.
It's the irony, yo. To me, those are bars. Those are bars, bro. 96-2, and I never took a loss.
I've never been defeated.
Teddywaves, the boss.
I've never been defeated.
That's a fact.
Defeat is a mentality. Loss is a mentality. You want to have a loser mentality? Go on the ground, crawl up in a ball, and start crying. Or get up, brush your pants off. The only time you look in the past is to assess any mistakes you might have made, learn from those lessons, and move forward. Championships.
Dude.
I'm hype right now.
Yo, you're a fucking
winner. You know what that means?
Winner.
He's hype.
Yeah, yo, you're hype. Let's get that shit going. Come on.
Move fire. Matter of fact, Bomba.
Put the headphones on, bro.
Cannot be tamed, cannot be stopped.
It's over.
Caracale.
Yo, listen to Pandy River. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You're
Yo,
beautiful.
Teddy, how's it sound in your headphones? I'm gonna.
Urama!
I didn't start yet, Teddy. By the way, just getting the sound right.
Start that bar.
Yep.
Urama!
It's good there, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready?
Let's go. Urama! Bomba!
Welcome to the club.
I never took a loss in my life, only learning lessons. Wavy. Urama! Whoa. Go. Flow. Whoa. I'm with Josh and Frances. We putting a show on that go. Wait. Hold up, wait a minute, baby, it's wavy. Admiral of the wavy navy. They telling me I'm too crazy. Matter of fact, I'm humping at your lady. Yeah, I'm a slim boy, but I'm not shady, baby. Whoa, hola, go, whoa. Yeah, I'm at Stockroom right now. Just did a podcast. I milked your girl's titties like a cow. I'm spitting crazy, whoa. Video, that's my boy Will. On that beat, I'll kill. Whoa, Don't get crazy, do not spill your drink. I just think, then I go to the bank. Smoking on that ganja, smoking on that stank. Oh, it got my eyes real fucking chank. Dank, wait. I don't lack that on the beat, I will attack. I'm a G and my boss, I'm a motherfucking Mac. When the bread with the cheese, cause I'm all in my stack. When the bread with the cheese. Oh my God, inspire me, inspire me. Oh la la la. Oh la go. Oh la la la. Oh la go. Oh la woo. Oh la la la. Oh la go. I see pain. No, I see change. Yeah, I like to make that money, 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 money. Oh, it's so tasty like that honey, honey. Whoa, you chillin', yeah, you too damn lazy. Bitch, boy, that is not wavy. Hey. He said, hey, I don't play. I'm trying to get it in like today, day. They too, lazy. He like, let's get it in tomorrow or yesterday. No. Shorty's riding up and down my D like a pogo, oh no. I'm going up and down like a yo-yo. In this game of life, I'm moving F and solo. Oh la la la. I see Z's, I'm like Zorro. Bitch, this off the top, I see a table. I'm enabled. I got electricity, plug it up, bitch, that's cable. 500 horses, bust in a stable, oh, bitch, I'm bust in a stable, supercharged. I'm super large in this game. I'm the Sarge, salute me, recruit me. I'm that boy, I make noise, you make whole sounds. It's not going down. Back in the day, I used to break it up by the pound. Oh la la la, oh la go, Shoes on my feet, I'm going deep. In this game, I'm playing for the keeps. I used to rap. Oh,
yo, fucking, that's off the top of the dome. Give it up for teddywaves one fucking time. That's off the top of the dome. No fucking written shit. That's
Straight from the
teddywaves.
soul. Straight
Yo,
from the soul.
That's straight top of the top.
From the soul, I just roll, pick it up. I pick and roll, then I go to the basket. I'm dunking, Tim Duncan. You bumping something. It's probably wavy. It's probably crazy. I like my gals. I like my ladies.
Woo!
Mom,
Hey!
yo, just
All
never
right,
give
all right.
up. Never give up. Never give up. Damn, I feel like spitting forever right now.
You could go on forever.
I haven't spit in a while.
Yo, that was off the top. Give it up for Teddy Waves. That shit was.
I'm a reptile.
That shit was from the soul. From
Crocodile.
the soul.
Yo, Teddy, I got a question for you real
Yeah,
quick.
talk to me, baby.
Because we just did this freestyle.
Should I take these headphones off?
You could
Yeah,
keep
you
them
can
if
take
you
them
want,
off,
but
yeah.
you can take them out, yeah. So, I asked this to no artist. I'm going to ask this to
fucking
you,
fire
too.
it up.
Where do you see the evolution of your sound as an artist going? Is there something you want to do that you haven't tapped into yet sonically? Like maybe a different genre or like something that's cool going on in hip hop right now or just anything in general? Like where do you see your sound evolving to?
Yeah, absolutely nothing influences me with what's going on in music right now.
Got you.
When I hear a beat that I like, I just go and I just do my thing.
Bet.
I don't try to be nobody else. I don't try to do nothing. Like listen. For the people out there, listen to my music. You'll hear, it's radically different. There's only one you. It all boils down to that. There's only one you. You want to give, the world something unique. You're born like that.
Facts.
You were birthed that. Absolutely nothing. I strive to be like no one but myself.
It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, I'm fired up. I could run through the Great Wall of China right now.
Dude, please, do you know how I just did research on the Great Wall of China not long ago? It's huge.
They built it to keep the Mongolians out, I think, right?
Something like
Genghis
that.
Khan.
Dude, that shit is huge.
Shout out to Alexander the Great.
Greatness. The next 3 years, what are your goals for yourself?
Once I lock down, I become a licensed attorney, it is game over. Game over. That's a final piece of the puzzle, dude. I went to law school to become a better businessman, to understand contracts, to understand how the country works, to be a master negotiator. And when I walk into the negotiation room, everybody respects me. You know, I still get respect, but your potential is limitless, you know? How high can you go? I'm a crazy guy like that. Like, I just want to rack it up. And once I lock down that license, you know, I have my JD right now. I got my Juris Doctorate, but you need a license. That's the most important thing. Once that happens, it's game over.
Game over in what sense?
I'm going to build the enormous company, and the products that and the services, or a hybrid of both, that company produces are going to contribute to mankind, humankind, women, men, everybody, in a positive way. It's going to decrease stress and anxiety, and it's going to build up the human intellect and confidence and intelligence, and bring happiness and entertainment as well. But I cannot do that until I lock this down, and that's gonna happen soon. And you know, I don't want to jinx myself. I got to study very hard, but that's the final piece of the puzzle.
Wait, real quick. Why can't you do it until this is done?
Because I finished what I start. I need to finish what I started. And I tried building companies while going to law school. I almost pulled it off, but things like that, for example, you need to allocate 100% of your focus. You have to be very disciplined. You know, you got to. I had to cut some things out of my life now because I began studying.
Like what?
Like I'm not gonna be dropping any music, even though I have mad songs on deck. I put my other business aside. I told my clients, but if they need me though, they could always call me. And I will still help them, but I'm not taking on any.
You're not going to be releasing any new music. What you mean?
No,
For how long?
a couple months, dude. It's light.
Just got to get your priorities straight. And
Dude, I have to pass the bar exam, dude. It's a very serious test. Like, you know, and like, I have a couple tests I have to take in order to get this done. Then the end of the road is getting sworn in in the appellate division at the court. So, and it's rigorous studying. You know, like it's not something you could take lightly. You know, it's a lot. And it's a memorization test too, by the way.
The law. You have to learn the law,
Yeah,
right?
like
Memorize
I know
the
the law, but I need to refresh like in my first year of law school, like certain classes like tort law, criminal law, couple other classes. Like I haven't done that in a while. You know, and it's all memory. You know, there's no open book, like, you know. So I have to allocate all my time to that, and work. I'm working obviously also. You know, I love getting the money. I gotta get the money too to support myself.
No, I understand, man.
So that needs to happen. I've tried to juggle both. I'm telling you, I've tried to juggle both, and I almost pulled it off, like I said before. But you could put yourself in the ground if you try to take on too many things at once. You cannot take on too many things at one time. You're gonna be like slowly getting them done, and then maybe they'll collide, and then, you know, maybe they won't, and, like, you know, like one thing at a time. That's a big lesson I learned. One thing at a time. Very important.
Rome was not built in a day.
Rome was not built in a day, and you got to focus. So that's what I'm about to do.
So Teddy,
And I'm not worried about anything. It's called confidence and extreme psychotic and maybe delusional belief in yourself.
you have to have
You
it,
got to have it.
bro. You have to
could
be
do it.
delusional. You have to be delusional.
You could do it.
Yeah.
You know, is it delusional, or is it just tapping into your inner self, your inner art?
It's probably just tapping in.
Because
I
imagine
don't know
creating
what
a
it is.
song. Imagine creating a song. It's delusion. You're creating something that doesn't even exist. You're writing a verse. Who the hell are you? You're
Yeah, it's like
freestyling?
imagination.
What are you doing? You're painting a painting? It's all a delusion. It's all looking into the future.
It's like imagination.
I recently learned about believing in God is looking into the future. Believing in heaven is looking into the future in a sense where anything that takes a lot of work to get there, it's looking into the future. To be a lawyer, you can't just say, I'm going to be a lawyer and it's done right now. You have to look years into the future and say, I'm going to go to school for this long. I'm going to pass this test. I'm going to study these books, and I'm going to get this done in this many years. God, religion, heaven, everything is the future. I have to go through all these steps just to eventually get there. And that is the battle. I'm going to live positively on earth every day so I can get to heaven. If I live 80 years, that means 365 days for 80 years, I have to be a good person just so I can get to heaven. Planning for the future.
Yeah,
that's
do the
what
right
God
thing.
is. So you getting you passing the bar, that's God. That's you planning for something in the future, working towards it, and achieving it.
And we all beautiful.
I know.
And we all have a
Yeah, it was
piece have a
beautiful.
piece of God in us. By whatever God means to you, like higher being, whatever it means to you, we all have a piece of God in us because we have the ability to create.
Talk about it.
We have the ability to create. And if it was hard, everybody would do it. Challenge yourself, you know? Try something different. Step outside of your comfort zone, you know? Like, listen to your heart and forget about the haters, forget about the external stuff. Just do it. Because I believe in you. I'm sure Franjez believes in you. I'm sure Josh believes in you.
Just
You
do
know,
it.
like Mark,
Will.
like just remember one thing, folks. At the end of the day, you gotta do it. You
Just
have to do it.
Just
Listen.
do it.
And
Everybody.
you can do it. I believe. You can
Do
always
it.
reach out to me too. At teddywaves, whatever you can call me, text
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
hit me on my Instagram.
We're ending the near of the podcast. I learned that quote from Franjez over here.
We're nearing the end of the podcast.
We're nearing the end of the podcast.
What's up?
No, I'm just, dude, literally,
No,
Yo.
I love you guys are all you guys are
I'm just
fantastic.
playing.
yo,
you
listen.
guys are
We're nearing the end of the podcast.
There we go.
Talk to the people. Let them know where they could find you. Let them know, like, if they want to keep learning about you, where they can find you. Tell them.
At teddywaves, it's TEDDYWAVES. Or YouTube specifically, Teddywaves Official. TEDDYWAVES.
My man.
And if you ever want to hit me up too, I'm very responsive. Don't hesitate. I'm always here to help.
Hit them up if you got a question about
Spotify,
anything.
Apple Music too, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, Tidal, Deezer. All the songs are on there. I got a full catalog. Enjoy it. And YouTube. Subscribe if you want to. Teddywaves Official. I got a lot of cool content on there. And definitely check these guys out. And I appreciate
Listen,
you guys for having
Ted,
me.
thank you for coming by tonight.
Oh, yeah. Thank
It's
you
been
so
a pleasure. Franjez,
Amazing.
thank you for being a co-host.
Yeah, you guys are
And for
fantastic.
another time, Mark, thank you for holding down the fort. Will, thank you for holding down the camera. My man.
Will it tonight.
Yes, sir. Listen, this is the Goodstock Show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe right here. Click on this link. That'll subscribe you and have a fucking blessed evening, will you?
Peace.
God bless you.
Never give up.